Welcome back, everybody. Before I had mentioned that I'm trying to pick up a lot of DC Silver Age first appearances, today we're going back to that, but we're going to the villain side of things. And with these books, you definitely have to be a lot more careful. I've noticed a trend of, unless it is a Spider-Man villain or a Batman villain, or the rare exception of Doctor Doom, whose first appearance is just really rare, really hard to get, a lot of villain first appearances tend not to either hold as much value as their superhero counterparts, or they really spike once you get a lot of movie news, show news, and then it tanks as soon as that movie comes out. Even if people loved the movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, you had Ronan the Accuser, who I'm sure the book still retains a little bit more value than when that first came out, but it's nowhere as near when it was when those movies were still hot, fresh, people were just loving it. They will drop, and they're just not either as good investments if that's why you're doing it, or spec buys if you're buying up a bunch of villain books because you think they might blow up one day. The books I have today are none of that, but for some reason, I have multiple copies. Every now and then as a collector, you just have certain books, certain covers that every time you see it, whether it's the condition, a good deal, you can't help but buy it. It's a problem. Don't know what it is about this book in particular for me. I love this. It's actually first appearance of a group, of a team. It's not even a villain first appearance. And they haven't shown up in any movie, any show yet. The only thing I really know them from is Batman, the animated series, the Justice League animated series, Batman Beyond animated series. And this is also tough because it's a group and a team whose members switch out and change depending on which iteration of them they choose to use. So the first appearance might not even be the same characters that you're going to watch in that show, or if they go on to use them in a movie at some day, you never know which version of the characters they're going to use. But for some reason, anytime this book comes up in a decent grade, which admittedly isn't even that often, so maybe that's part of it, I can't help but buy this book. And at this point, as you see, I have at least 4 copies of it, just because the grades were just right, the deals were just right, and I couldn't help it. It was that impulse buy. These characters I really like, but I'm in no way in love with. I'm telling you, it does not make sense. But these characters are, and this first book is Justice League of America 43 from 1966 in an 8.5 cream to off-white pages. And this is the first appearance of the Royal Flush Gang. So I don't know if it is the fact that you get this for a good price and a really awesome grade, they don't come up as often, or you have everything you want with a first appearance, where they are busting off the cover right at you. That's pretty much as good of a cover as a first appearance can get. And every time I see this green cover, I just love this book, and I cannot help but buy it. So as you see, I have 8.5 cream to off-white pages. I have another 8.5 light tan to off-white pages, and this one is actually from the Bethlehem pedigree. So again, another nice book. I would like to send this one back out to be reholded by CGC and get the nice new slab pedigree label. Another 8.5 off-white to white pages. And same thing, they're all the same book. I don't know what it is, I see it, I buy it, I just love it. And to be fair, in Batman Beyond, they were some of my favorite villains that worked against Terry McGinnis. So maybe that has a little something to do with it. I also love the iteration they used in the Justice League Unlimited, where Batman had that sit-down, heartfelt talk with Ten in her final moments. That is one of the saddest, best emotional scenes probably in an animated show. And it showed that while Batman is willing to do anything to get the job done, he's not heartless like Amanda Waller's counterpart in that episode. He is human, and he will always do the right thing, no matter the outcome. But of course, there are 4 copies, and those were all beautiful 8.5s for a 1966 book. Colors pop on all of them. One's a pedigree. But I had mentioned in a past video that for any DC Silver Age book, if I can, I'm trying to get it at least a 9 or higher. And this book doesn't pop up too often, and when it does, it's never in amazing grades. But not too long ago, I finally got the same book, off-white pages, in a beautiful 9.4. The centering is perfect. The colors are perfect. And this book is just amazing. If a 9.6 and 9.8 pops up for the right price, I will probably buy it. Who knows how many copies of these I will end up with before all is said and done. But for now, I am completely happy with this 9.4 being the top copy in my collection. If we do end up hearing something that they actually use these characters in the book that's hot, I do not have a problem selling my other 3 copies, but no matter how high this gets, this will be the copy that stays in the PC and just gets added to the ever-growing DC Silver Age collection. So this one, I was extremely happy when it came up. Love all the characters you have. And again, just Ace pummeling through the Justice League, just bursting through that cover. How can you not like it? This book, I honestly didn't even know about until I started randomly collecting some of the Justice League DC Silver Age. And I happened upon this one on accident, immediately fell in love with it. That was where I got one of my first 8.5s. And every 8.5, I'm pretty sure I got for under $200. Which again, as a comparison, if this was an Amazing Spider-Man, same year, and an 8.5, you're spending multiple thousands of dollars. A 9.4, I can't even fathom. So that's why no matter how many times I see these pop up, if it's a good deal, I'm gonna snag them. I'll hang on to them. If at any point I resell them, great. If not, I'm gonna love having them. So this is where a little bit of the hobby becomes collecting, impulsive, maybe obsessive, maybe a little addicting, maybe a little hoarding. But no matter what, it brings you joy and it's a little fun. So that's all I wanted to do today, was show you that next book, well, 4 books of my collection. Next time, I have a couple more DC Silver Age I'm really excited to show you guys. Still in that 9 or above range. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.